Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Millionaire Monday. If you're coming on live on this beautiful Millionaire Monday, I want you to do me a favor. See if we got a Happy Millionaire Monday. There we go. Good. This is the day that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing and we are glad in it. If you are coming on live, please do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly, Dolly, everybody, and let them know Prophet Ramon and the Ramonepreston Show. We're live on this beautiful Monday right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Happy Monday, happy Millionaire Monday, happy Labor Day to all of you that are enjoying your day off. If you're coming on, please hit the like button, hit the share button, and tag somebody. Let them know the Ramonepreston Show is live on this Monday. Today is Monday, September the 5th. And it's Labor Day. And I know a lot of people are off and probably just enjoying themselves. And I am right here in the office, in the studio, sharing some information with you to help you get to your next level. So please do me a quick favor. Put in the comments what city you're watching me from as well. I would love to know what city you're watching us from. And I want to wish all of you a happy Labor Day. Just in case you don't know, Labor Day was created to really celebrate and to recognize those of you who continue to labor to build this amazing country and to provide the opportunities that you do for your families and for our community. So I want to say thank you to all of you that do such an amazing job serving our communities, our companies, our families, this nation as a whole. And I also want to remind all of you that are coming on live, I want to remind you that if you have not, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube page. Even if you're watching me from Facebook, from LinkedIn, or from some other platform, of course, I would love for you to follow us on those platforms. But be sure to subscribe to my YouTube page as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. I am your host, Ramonepreston, and even if it's Labor Day, every Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, we show up here on this show to share information with you that we know can help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your income streams. Maybe you have a ministry and your wealth building dream. So if there's something that you're working on putting together, something you're working on doing, we use this show to share information with you. Just in case this is your first time watching, I want to make it very clear that everything I share with you on this show is really an extension and a representation of who I am and what I do on a day-to-day basis. Our company really specializes in helping people to start, structure, and scale their businesses and their income streams and ministries. And we do that in many different ways. We have a consulting division. We have a coaching division. We have an educational training division. And so we take pieces of the information that we provide to our students and our clients, and we bring it to this show just to give you an idea of not only what we provide, but to give you an idea of what type of information you really need if you plan on starting and structuring and successfully scaling a business or your finances. So I want to say thank you. Today, I want to really take a few moments to talk to you about the 3 power pivots for your business. 3 power pivots for your business. So if you're a business owner, most likely today, even though it's Labor Day, you probably still working. You just like me. You're thinking about your business, you're working on your business, or maybe you're not. Maybe you just of the mindset that you don't have to work, you ain't doing nothing, and you just relaxing and chilling today. Well, I'm glad that you're watching the show. But if you are a business owner or an entrepreneur, or if you have goals or desires and dreams to become a successful business owner and entrepreneur, there's so many things you got to learn, so many things that you got to get good at, so many things that you got to familiarize yourself with in order for you to really succeed. Because a business is similar to a body. There are so many moving parts to a body. There's so many ligaments and veins and organs and so many glands and cells that make up a human body. Well, a business is the same way. You got so many different moving parts to a business that it really takes some time for you to learn and educate yourself and to develop the skill set, not just to do the thing you're doing, whether it's painting or cooking or baking or designing or marketing or whatever the thing is that makes your business what it is. There's a whole nother world of just learning the ins and outs of the business itself, like making sure you understand infrastructure, you understand systems and processes and practices, and you have to have a vision and a mission and core values and all these things that make up a business. And you've got to learn technology. You got to understand how you integrate that technology to your business. So it's a lot of things that you got to learn in order to really see success and progress in your business. But today, I want to talk about the 3 power pivots for your business. The 3 power pivots for your business, because what I'm realizing more and more is a lot of people, they start businesses, okay? A lot of people start their businesses, they get their EIN number, they get their articles of organization, they get their operating agreement, they set up a bank account, they get their Duns and Bradstreet, they get a credit card or 2. But the problem with it is they don't really have anything to sell. They don't really have an offer. They don't have anything to present to the public. And so these are like the 3 power pivots that you have to learn to make in your business. Now, you may have heard this before, and a lot of people you'll hear say it, especially high performers and entrepreneurs and business owners. They say speed is the new big. Have you ever heard that before? Speed is the new big. So this is something that you hear a lot of people say, and they talk about. Speed is the new big. That's what you're going to hear a lot of people say, especially if you follow people on social media. They're always talking about speed is the new big. And so what they mean by that is the quicker you can move into the marketplace and figure out how to make money and generate sales and revenue and keep your business growing, the quicker you can do that. This is where speed is. The quicker you can do that, the bigger you can become. So there was a time that, you know, the biggest companies in the world were the companies that took maybe 40 or 50 years to grow and to become what they became. But now we're in a world where speed is the new big. So now is based on how quick can you move and how fast can you take the things that you know are valuable and get them into the hands and into the lives of the people that you want to do business with. And so this whole idea of speed being the new big is really where I'm centering these 3 power pivots around. So these are the 3 power pivots for your business that I really want you to get familiar with, and I really want you to start working on it. And I'll explain all 3 of them. So power pivots. These are 3 power pivots. Now, just in case you don't know what a pivot is something you do when you play basketball. You know, like when you watch guys go up and down the court on a basketball team, and they bounce on the ball, and then when they stop, what happens is they can't start back dribbling again. That's called double dribble. They can't just take steps without dribbling the ball because that's traveling. But what they have the ability to do is as long as they got one foot on the ground, they can take the other foot and they can start pivoting. They can start moving around, trying to figure out who they can pass the ball to so they can at least free themselves up. Well, in your business, you have to be able to look at what you're doing, the field you're in, the market you're in, the type of business you're building. You got to look at it similar to like a basketball court, right? And when you're on that basketball court, you dribbling the ball, you trying to come out here in social media, you trying to build relationships, you trying to sell products and services. Well, you got to get to a certain point to where you know not just when to pivot, but where to pivot and how to pivot. And so these are the 3 power pivots that I want you to start wrapping your mind around so you can get as good as you can at it. So I want you to write these 3 down. So the first pivot is idea. I'll explain it in a minute. The next pivot is product, which could be service as well. And the next pivot is market. And this is how you should start getting good at pivoting. You should get as good as you can at pivoting. And the truth is, even if you ain't running a business, you should be pivoting in your personal life. You should, if you got a ministry or a nonprofit, you should be pivoting. But your pivots have to be power pivots, meaning that whatever the moves are that you're making, they might be incremental moves, but they're all incrementally moving you to a place to where you can see some progress. And so these are the 3 power pivots I want you to really start honing in on. And really, if you can just take the next few months of this year and start working on these power pivots, it's going to really help you. It's going to help your business because, again, I know a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners who start businesses. They get all their paperwork legit. They get their website. They get their domains. They get their logos. They get their stationery. They get all this stuff. They get their bank accounts, their Duns and Bradstreet. But the problem is they don't have nothing to take to the market. They ain't got no products, they ain't got no services, they ain't got no offers. And what happens is you get paralyzed with all this stuff that you call ideas, but you never convert those ideas into real business. And so this is how you have to start getting good at and skilled at pivoting. The first power pivot is idea. All right. So when you have an idea, you've got to look at your ideas through the lens of doing research and development. I talked about this the other day in my coaching call with our mentees. And when you have ideas, think about the ideas you have, okay? Think about the things that you want to do in your business. You have to look at those ideas through the lens of research and development. These are the 3 power pivots. So we're going to take some time and look at each one. So let's look at the first one, idea. All right. So at some point, your ideas have to turn into products and services. And your ideas that turn into products and services have to at some point go into the marketplace. So that means there's a process you got to go through. You got to take ideas. What are your ideas? Well, your ideas could be things that you feel like are valuable, things that you know people need. These could be ideas for products, ideas for services. Well, how are you going to convert them into products and services? Well, you got to look at your skills. Like, what are the things are you good at? What are your core competencies? What are your skill sets? What are your talents? All these ideas you got about a business, they need to be centered around certain skills that you have. They should be centered around certain talents. They should be centered around certain core competencies. Because if you have an idea, if you have an idea for a business, you want to be a business owner, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to work for yourself, at some point, this idea needs to turn into products and services that you could go to the market and sell. Well, how are you going to start this process of turning ideas into products? You got to look at your skill set. What are the things are you good at that you know people need? What are the talents that you have? What are the core competencies that you have? Don't just look at your passions. Don't just look at the things that you love, because sometimes your ideas or your skills or your talents may be centered around things that you don't really love to do, but you know they can make you money. Sometimes you got to package those things into products and services until you are in a financial position to start pivoting into other things that you might have more of a love and a passion to do. So it's not like everything that I do every day, I just love doing it. I just want to do it. I just feel so blessed to do it. No, sometimes I got to do stuff that I don't want to do, that I don't love to do, that I don't feel passionate about doing it. But because it's making money and it's paying the bills, it's giving me some wiggle room to be able to pivot into something that's different. But I got to take what I can take now and make it work. So on the idea pivot, you got to look at your skills, you got to look at your talents, you got to look at your core competencies. What are the things that you know you are good at doing? And if you turn those things into products and services, what would they actually be? You got to think about these things. You also have to ask yourself at this stage, the idea stage, this is the first power pivot, you got to ask yourself, are they relevant? Are these things that you want to do, are they relevant in a post-pandemic world? So for example, if you're trying to start a business and the business you're trying to start is a business that might have worked in 2002, but it's 2022, you got to pivot. You can't be still doing the same thing. Like there's some people who still looking at, oh, I need to get a building or a brick and mortar in order to sell these products or provide this service, when maybe it ain't a brick and mortar season for you. Maybe you need to pivot with that idea from brick and mortar to mobile. Maybe you need to go mobile with it. Maybe you need to go all virtual, all digital. But at the idea level is where you start figuring these things out. A lot of entrepreneurs get stuck here at idea and they never make it to product. They never create products. And then they never go to the market. So when you look at your business, or you look at yourself as an entrepreneur and you having trouble going to the market, you don't know how to market yourself, you don't know how to sell, you don't know what to sell, you don't know what your products and services are, you really don't have a market issue as much as you have an idea issue. Because you got to work all this stuff out at the idea phase. And we all go through this. So what you're going through is not some exception to the rule. There was a time I didn't have no products and services. There was a time I really didn't even know what I was supposed to sell, or what I wanted to sell, or how I was going to sell it. But what I did know was I wanted to be a business owner. I wanted to be in the marketplace, and I wanted to do business with people. So I had to start at the idea phase. I had to look at, man, what are my skills? What am I good at? What do I have a lot of knowledge in? I had to look at my talents. What talents do I have? I had to look at my core competencies. What am I real competent in? Is it speaking? Is it communicating? Is it processing information? So I had to start going through this whole process of figuring out, wow, what am I actually good at? And what do I know how to do that I can actually use and turn it into a business? I had to think about that. How could I monetize and make money off of the things that I feel like I'm pretty good at doing? Even though I'm gonna get better, even though I want to learn more and I want to develop more, but I had to at least start somewhere. And then I had to look at these ideas that I had and ask myself, is this relevant in today's world? Is it relevant? Is it something people will need? If it is, now it's easy in today's world for you to start Googling and looking at, wow, are there other people doing what I want to do? Right? You can just Google whatever type of business idea you got, just Google it, and it's going to be millions of people probably that pop up, at least tens of thousands of them that are doing what you're doing all around the world. Look at what they're doing. Look at how they're presenting their products and services. Look at how they building. Look at the things that they're moving into. All this is at the idea phase. Now, while you are working, this is the part that really gets Interesting, because while you are working on the ideas, while you're trying to develop products and services that you might not have yet, this is the time that you start taking your ideas and start packaging them, not just into products and services, but package these ideas, start packaging them into content. Does that make sense? Start taking some of these ideas that you got about a business, these ideas you got about selling products and services, and start moving some of those ideas into the form of content so that you can take them to the market even while you're still working on developing products and services. Because at least you're in the market having a conversation. You're in the market communicating. You're in the market sharing with people your ideas about products and services that you might not have today, but you're gonna have at some point. So this is what a lot of people get paralyzed in, because you get stuck here in the idea phase. Man, I don't know what my products is. I don't know what my services are. I don't know how to price them. I don't know how to package them. I don't know how to outsource them. I don't know if I need a warehouse. I don't know if I need a third party. I don't care. I'm going to take my ideas and I'm going to put them in the form of content, and I'm going to start sharing them in the marketplace, because at least I put myself at play to get people to see me and to hear me and to at least know what my ideas are, for them to be able to make a decision at some point to buy my products and services. So don't wait here because you don't know what you finna sell. You don't have no idea on your, don't stay stuck in that paralysis of analysis. Don't stay stuck there, because a lot of entrepreneurs today, they right here. They got ideas. Good ideas on paper. Good ideas in their phone, in their notes, but they ain't going to the marketplace with no products and services. And even until they get products and services, they're not going into the market with ideas in the form of content. So before I had a whole lot of the products and services that I have, guess what? I took a whole year and I started sharing stuff on social media. I started on social media like real heavy back in 2017. So in 2017, I'm giving it to you, laying it out for you. So 2017, I didn't have, my wife and I, we were doing real estate, and that's pretty much all we did. We did real estate. You know, I know my way around a house, so I could provide handyman services if I needed them, because we always provided those services for our clients, especially if we was managing their real estate properties. We would provide the management, and then we would provide the maintenance. So we could do that. But I didn't have a whole lot of the services that I provide now as a business and financial coach and a consultant. Now, we were doing that, but a lot of that was being done through real estate. A lot of that was just being done through real estate. So it wasn't like we had a whole lot of business owners or entrepreneurs or people who wanted to get into business that was coming to us. We had this pipeline of people that would come to us who wanted to purchase properties or sell properties or invest in properties, or they wanted information about real estate. And we use that pipeline, that power base, to provide business and financial consulting. So in 2017, when I was developing, when I was in the idea phase of a lot of the things that I have available now, like Ramonepreston University, like our business consulting and coaching and our programs and services, a lot of these things back in 2017, we're talking about 5 years ago, I didn't have them. You couldn't go to a website and see all of these different services and products and programs that I have. I didn't have a university training platform 5 years ago. But what I did have was ideas. So I started creating content and going to the market. And a lot of the content that I was sharing in the form of 1 to 2 minute videos, or I would go live every week or so at the time, because I didn't know a lot about social media. All I knew was I had a phone, I could video myself. I could share what was on my mind, my ideas. A lot of the things that were on my mind as ideas were really not about business or finances. A lot of it at the time was just about me doing what I did best, my core competencies, my skills, my talents. And what was I doing best in 2017? I was preaching, I was pastoring, I was teaching people and training people in the school of ministry. I had some entrepreneurship programs that I did offer, but it was periodic. My wife and I was doing real estate. So those were the things that I talked about. But for a whole year, I made sure that I took all my ideas, turned them into content, and went to the market. And the truth is, I didn't have links or landing pages for people to go to. I really didn't have a whole lot for people to buy, because if people wasn't buying houses or selling houses, it really wasn't a whole lot of products and services we had. But at least I took my ideas while I was working on my products and services, and I turned those ideas into content so I could at least go to the market. And I did that all the way up until 2018. And then when 2018 came, we're talking about 4 years ago, after 1 year of producing content, just videos and posts and just engaging people on social media, when 2018 came, I started developing some products and services, because that is the second pivot. Your first pivot is idea. But while you're working on your ideas to become products and services, you need to take those ideas, turn them into content, and go to the market. So now, once I started developing products and services, here's another thing. Some of the first products and services that I offered to the market when I got to this phase were not proprietary. They wasn't mine. I was using somebody else's platform. I was using somebody else's products and services. But what I did was I took somebody else's products and services and I added my skills, my core competencies to their products and services. And so I was offering their products and services, and I was getting me a piece of the pie, but I was adding my skills to it. So when someone bought products and services from me, they were also getting me and my ideas. And I was showing them how to take this product and service, but make it this, which was a better advantage for them. But it gave me an opportunity. It gave me an opportunity to at least be in the market, not just with ideas and content, because I was still doing that, but it also gave me an opportunity to be in the market. So this is a good footnote for you, because when you're at the first power pivot of idea, you don't have strong products and services that are selling. And if you do have products and services and they're not selling, now you got to look at and see, okay, are they not selling because people don't know me in the market? If that's the case, I need content. I need to start building content out based on the products and services that I have. But while I'm doing the content thing and while I'm working on making my products and services better, if for some reason you don't have products and services, then you need to find people who do. And you need to take their products and services and just add your ideas to it. Add your skills, your talents, your personality, your core competencies, at least so that you can go to the market and start monetizing. Because I did that. 2017, it was almost all content. Very, very little business with people outside of real estate. 2018, I started taking somebody else's products and services, adding my skills to it, my talents, my strengths and core competencies to it. And now I started making a little money outside of real estate because I started finding a little rhythm. So when 2019 came, and this is how things have been for me for the last 3 years, I created my own platform in 2019. So now I started having products and services in my own. So I phased myself out of other people's products and services. And for the last 3 years, I've been working on my own. But it didn't stop me from producing the content and from creating this cycle of these 3 power pivots where every week or so, I'm looking at ideas. I'm seeing if I can turn them into products and services. And when I do, I'm taking it to the market. And you got to be able to do it quick. So it shouldn't take you 6 months to be working on an idea. So when I talk to business owners and they like, yeah, it's been 8 months since I talked to you and I'm still working on this and I'm still trying to, you wasting time. You using that as an excuse. Because you can be out on social media giving people content based on the ideas that you have, even if you don't have no products and services. Oh, well, I don't want nobody to know my proprietary system. I don't want anybody to steal my copyrights. I don't want nobody, listen, ain't nobody gonna take none of the stuff you talking about, especially if they don't know you. Ain't nobody trying to steal something from somebody they don't even know exists. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you be holding on to all these ideas. You be holding on to all this intellectual property that has no value in the marketplace. It only has value to you. So you got to break out of that. And you got to start speeding up this process, especially right now. You should be taking the next 4 months of this year and looking at all your ideas that you got for business, all your ideas that you got for success. And look at those ideas and see, are they based on skills that I have? Are they based on talents and core competencies that I have? And if they are, because you feel like you're good at those things, even before you create products and services, start creating content and share it with us. Let us decide if your ideas are good. You shouldn't keep deciding, and stop asking your mama and your auntie and your 2 siblings if what your ideas are if they're good enough, because they're going to lie to you anyway. They telling you, oh girl, this is the bomb. Boy, you got something here. They lying. They probably don't even know about business. Let the market. You know how you got family members that'll tell you, oh, what you're doing is so good. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I'm praying for you. Oh, I'm so excited for you. But here's the problem. They ain't even buying nothing from you. They not even supporting you financially. So what they say don't matter. And even if you got 5 or 10 people in your circle who telling you that you the bomb and your ideas are amazing, don't believe them. Let 10 people you don't know tell you that. Because if you start taking your ideas, turn them into content, and go to the market and share it with people like me and us out here, guess what's going to happen? We going to let you know if what you saying means something. We going to tell you the truth, okay? So I would love to know if what I'm sharing with you, if it's resonating with you, if it makes sense to you. Please give me some feedback in the comments. Let me know what you think about these 3 pivots, and if you feel like you're stuck at one. Do you feel like you're stuck at the idea phase? Do you feel like you really don't know how to create products and services? Do you feel like you don't really have the confidence to go to the market and create content? Like, where are you conflicted at? Where do you feel like you have some issues and some struggles at? I would just love to know. And if you have any questions that you want to ask, just feel free to either drop the question in the comments, or you can always reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to give you any answers we can or any direction and advice we can on this. So these are the 3 power pivots for your business. The first one is idea. When you're at the idea stage in your business, all you're doing is just trying to research and figure out where you are with the things that you want to do? Do you have skills and talents and core competencies that can become products and services? Do you have something that can be valuable? If you don't know if these things that you have are valuable, if you don't know if your ideas mean anything or if they're worth anything, the best way to find out is not to wait until they become products and services, and then when you go to the market, nobody buys them. That's not the time to wait to find out. What you do is you take those ideas, you start creating content, videos, posts, you start sharing it in the form of how-to videos or whatever it is with people. You start creating these things. If you're not a video person, we'll start writing some ebooks and start putting some curriculum together that you can share with people as pointers and as value. But you take it to the market and you see if people are actually responding to your content. So I put a whole lot of content out on social media. I don't get people to always respond to everything that I put out. I've got almost 2,000 videos on YouTube alone. And most of the people that reach out to me in response to these lives and videos, most of them are responding to maybe 3 or 4, no more than maybe 5 areas of business. It may be holding companies that they're reaching out to me for. It may be creative tax strategies that they hear me talking about. It may be financial literacy. It may be a little bit of real estate investing, and it may be systems and processes. So out of all the videos that I make, all the content that I put out, a couple thousand videos out there on social media right now on all these topics, and I might have maybe 5 hot topics that people call me about and reach out to me about. But guess what? That's fine, because when I have an idea, I don't wait until the idea is perfect. I don't wait until I figured it all out. No, if I have an idea, I'm going to figure out how can I quickly turn that idea into a product and a service, and then I'm going to take that idea to the market. I'm going to start sending emails out. I'm going to start text messaging people. I'm going to start calling people. I'm going to start doing videos on it. And if I don't get any response from the content and I don't make any money, I'll scrap it and keep it moving, or I'll pivot back to the idea phase to see, can I repurpose it? Can I switch it up? Can I make it a little better? Where did I get responses at? Because if it was something I put out there and maybe one thing out of the something I put out there got responses, I'll take the one thing. But this is a cycle that you have to get into, and this is a skill set that you got to develop. This is a muscle you got to build, because the people who are sitting on the sidelines always thinking about what they finna do or getting ready to do or fixing to do, those are the people who are losing in business. They ain't winning in business. But the people who can get ideas, turn those ideas into content quickly, start sharing content in the market, and while they share content, if they can create products and services that can be priced and packaged and put in the marketplace, now they out in the marketplace and they getting activity. They making money, they getting people to respond, they making it happen. And so I want that to be there for you. So today is Labor Day, and you see what I'm doing. I'm here in the office, and I don't have to be here. You know, my staff is off today. And I mean, I know my personal assistant and my son, they probably out there watching me and working. My wife is too. But as far as being in the office, nobody's here today. But I'm here, you know why? Because I got ideas. And if I ain't got ideas about nothing else, I got ideas about my own success. I got ideas about my future. I got ideas about my legacy. And because I got ideas and I know the things that I got ideas about are valuable, at least I think they are, I'm going to create content just like this. These 3 power pivots. This is content that I'm sharing with you. All right? It might not be valuable to you. It's valuable to somebody. Somebody's going to watch this video and say, hey, that was awesome. Let me look at some more. And then they may go look at some more. And then they may find out that, wow, not only does he have a whole lot of information and content, but he's got products and services. And somebody might see my products and services and say, you know what? I want to buy that because I want to know more about that. And I've been looking for more of that. And guess what? Now we can do business in the marketplace together. And that's the way it goes. So if you have any questions, I want you to reach out to me. Frank Reed, he says, this is my first time listening to your content, and I've been having ideas for a restaurant and a trucking company. What area should I start so that I can stay motivated? Well, if you're saying you have an idea for a restaurant and a trucking company, well, what I would say is, if you have ideas for a restaurant and a trucking company, one of the first things you want to do is form your entity and structure your entity the right way so that you can start doing research and development and moving towards these ideas that you have to become products and services, and you could go into the marketplace. So I know this is your first time here, Frank. So what I do is I teach a lot about the holding company. So I would say that Frank needs a holding company. If Frank doesn't have one, Frank needs a holding company. This holding company for you, Frank, is going to be your legacy company. This is going to be your parent organization. This is going to be your umbrella. This is going to be the company that you use to take your ideas about restaurants, about trucking, about investing, about whatever it is that you want to do for your life and your family. And this holding company, this LLC, is going to be your incubator. And once your ideas start taking a life of their own, and once you flesh out what is the next best direction to go, Frank, then you're going to start another LLC, and this one may be for your trucking. Then this other one will be for your restaurants, but they will both be owned by this main one that you're always using to not only manage these, but you're using this one to also keep ideas coming to them and flowing to them. So this holding company concept is critical for you, Frank, and for all you entrepreneurs that have ideas and you are very creative. You don't want to start the trucking company up here, because if you start the trucking company up here, what happens when you get bored with it and you really want to try the restaurant? Now you got to start another one up here. But what happens when the restaurant and the trucking company is really not the best way you want to go, and you got another route? Now you got to scrap these two and start a third one. When if you got this one, this always remains, because that's the parent. And so when the parent is ready to have a baby, the parent has a baby. If the parent is not ready to have a baby, the parent just keeps the idea in the incubator. So this would be the next best route to take, because you have to learn how to not just start and structure businesses, but you have to learn how to use your businesses as vehicles to execute these ideas that you have. So I'm not sure if you've ever been to my platform, if you've been introduced to the type of education and training that we provide and the coaching and mentoring that we offer. But if you have questions about how to set this up the right way and how to start educating yourself on building these types of infrastructures out, all you have to do is reach out to me, and you can do that by texting the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. That's all you have to do. We provide education on how to start and structure holding companies. We provide coaching for people who are starting businesses or who have businesses but don't really know how to take these business ideas and formulate them correctly and build the right infrastructure and to take their products and services to the marketplace. We provide education and training and coaching for all of these things. So we have an amazing educational training program. It's called the Millionaire Blueprint. And it is a very comprehensive online training program teaching you about business, entrepreneurship, holding companies, sales, marketing, financial literacy, tax strategies, real estate investing, goal setting, and much more. We also have a 1-year Millionaire Mentorship coaching program that we not only educate you on what you need to do, but we personally work with you through one-on-one coaching sessions, weekly coaching calls, workshops that we host, and a host of other benefits that we offer. So I can give you more information if you text, or when you text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. You can also go to Ramonepreston.com. Feel free to go visit my website just to see all of the courses and programs and services that we provide. You could go to Ramonepreston.com right here, and there you will find all of our programs, all of our prices, everything that comes in our programs, our training, our coaching, our consulting, across the board. You can find it all right here. You'll see everything that we're doing. So I appreciate all of you for joining me today on this Millionaire Monday, Labor Day. Hope and pray that you will continue to have an amazing day. We're here for you to answer any questions that you may have. All you have to do is text Millionaire to 404-478-7213, and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions to help you get started so that you can take your business, your finances, your ministry, your wealth building dreams, or whatever it is that you got to the next level. So thank you again. We'll be back here tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Ramonepreston Show.